Imagine this. You're lounging poolside in a tropical paradise, the sun warming your skin, a chilled smoothie in your hand. Blissful, right? But what if that delicious exotic drink held a dark secret? One with roots in ancient murders and real-life forensic nightmares? What if the creamy sweetness was disguising a centuries-old poison, so deadly that a single seed could stop a human heart? This isn't a scene from a thriller. Well, actually, it is. But it's also something far more disturbing: science. In the jaw-dropping finale of The White Lotus, a seemingly innocent smoothie becomes a weapon of silent destruction. Today, we're digging into the unsettling truth behind that scene. Could the Pong fruit really kill someone? And more importantly, could it be lurking closer to your life than you think? Stick around, because this story gets darker, deeper, and more shocking than you ever imagined. And if you love uncovering the truth behind the world's most unexpected health threats, hit that subscribe button and become part of the Nourish Nation. The creators of The White Lotus didn't just randomly insert a poisonous fruit into the script. They started planting that sinister seed from episode 1. Remember when Saxon complained to hotel staffer Pam about not having his phone and sarcastically asked, "What am I supposed to do here all week? Eat a bunch of fruit?" Pam's calm yet chilling reply, "We do have a lot of amazing fruit here, but I wouldn't eat that one." She pointed to a strange fruit, warning, "That is the fruit of the mighty Pong tree, and the seeds are toxic." At that moment, it might have seemed like a quirky aside. But that line would echo all the way to the finale, when Tim Ratliff tossed Pong seeds into a blender, accidentally poisoning Lachlan. But could something this bizarre, this lethal, actually happen in real life? Turns out, yes. The Pong tree, formerly known as Cerbera odollam, is not a fictional creation. It's a deadly reality across Southeast Asia. Nicknamed the suicide tree, this plant has been linked to hundreds of real deaths, both intentional and accidental. It thrives in India, Thailand, and along Pacific Islands. And while its broad leaves and white flowers seem harmless, its seeds are little bombs of toxicity. Every part of the tree contains poison, but the seeds? They're the most dangerous. In places where this tree grows, children are taught to avoid it. Entire communities know this is not a tree to be taken lightly. Here's where it gets chilling. The Pong seed contains powerful cardiac glycosides, the same kind of toxic compound found in plants like foxglove and oleander. These glycosides interfere with the heart's electrical signals, which are essential to keep it beating properly. Imagine a system that keeps your heart in rhythm being slowly dismantled. That's what happens. The poison disrupts sodium and potassium balance, leading to low blood pressure, slowed heart rate, and finally, total shutdown. Hyperkalemia, or dangerously high potassium, follows. One expert compared it to flipping the off switch on the most vital organ in your body. That piña colada just became a cocktail of cardiac collapse. But before death, there's pain. Brutal, agonizing pain. Victims often suffer hours of relentless vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness. Imagine your body violently rejecting something it knows is killing it. In many real-life poisonings, victims are found curled over in agony, dehydrated, and fading fast. Dr. Ben Nauman explains it this way: some people collapse from fatigue as the poison slows the heart, while others endure long hours of intense, uncontrollable vomiting. And the worst part? There's no way to predict how someone will react. It's not a smooth death. It's your body fighting, and often losing. So, could you really hide something this toxic in a smoothie? Shockingly, yes. Pong seeds are bitter, but according to toxicologist Yvonne Gaillard, that bitterness can be easily masked. Blend it with pineapple, coconut cream, and a shot of rum, and you'd never know. The finely ground seeds disappear into sweetness. That's why in The White Lotus, the poisoned piña colada is more than just fiction. It's disturbingly plausible. And what makes it even more terrifying? You wouldn't realize until it's too late. Lachlan's collapse into the pool, the sudden vomiting. It was intense, dramatic, and mostly accurate. Vomiting is one of the body's first defenses against toxins like those in the pong seed. According to Dr. Joshua King from the Maryland Poison Center, that part of the show was spot on. But here's the catch. The speed of Lachlan's recovery? Not so realistic. In reality, symptoms take hours, not minutes, to appear. And no one bounces back from near-death poisoning by simply lying next to a pool. It would have taken emergency treatment, hospitalization, and even then, survival isn't guaranteed. Why didn't Lachlan die? It all boils down to one chilling truth that every toxicologist knows by heart. The dose makes the poison. That means even the deadliest substances on Earth can be harmless in small amounts. And even the most innocent-looking things can be fatal if the dosage is right. In Lachlan's case, he may not have consumed enough of the pong seed's toxic compounds to cross that lethal threshold. Maybe the seeds were immature, freshly harvested from a younger tree with a lower concentration of Cerberin, the main cardiac glycoside responsible for attacking the heart. Maybe they weren't ground finely enough to release their full potency. Maybe they were too diluted in the smoothie, masked by pineapple, coconut, and ice. Or maybe, just maybe, Lachlan was one of the lucky few to fall just short of a fatal dose. But here's where the real horror begins. Even if someone had intentionally poisoned him, the crime might never be uncovered. Pong poisoning is nearly invisible in the modern medical world. Most coroners don't have the tools, or even the awareness, to detect Cerbera toxins. In fact, only a small number of specialized laboratories across the globe have the capability to identify these deadly compounds. That means a person could be murdered in plain sight, with no trace left behind, no red flags raised. The death certificate might list a heart attack or natural causes, while the real killer walks away clean. So if someone wanted to commit the perfect crime, using a natural poison hiding inside an innocent-looking seed, they just might get away with it. Let's be clear. If Lachlan had truly ingested pong seeds, he'd need to be rushed to a hospital immediately. Doctors would treat him with medications to stabilize the heart, regulate potassium, and possibly administer digoxin immune fab, an antidote created, believe it or not, by poisoning sheep and harvesting their antibodies. Yes, really. This antidote pulls the toxin away from the heart, but it's not guaranteed to work. The survival window is tight, which makes the whole poolside miracle scene feel more Hollywood than hospital. Between 1989 and 1999, more than 500 lives were officially lost to pong seed poisoning in just one region of southern India. But toxicologists and forensic experts warn, that number is only the tip of the iceberg. Many more deaths are believed to have slipped through the cracks, undiagnosed, misclassified, and quietly buried without proper investigation. Why? Because pong poisoning is notoriously hard to detect. It mimics sudden cardiac arrest. It leaves little forensic evidence. And in rural areas, where medical resources are limited and toxicology tests are rare, these deaths are often written off as natural causes. The result? A dangerous underreporting of a poison that has been killing in the shadows for centuries. That's why Cerbera odollam, better known as the Pong tree, is now considered one of the deadliest natural toxins on Earth. It's been used for suicides, for revenge, for silent assassinations passed down through generations. Its seeds are small, easy to hide, and, once consumed, can stop the heart within hours. And now, in an unexpected twist, a fictional drama series has pulled this ancient poison into the modern spotlight. When HBO's The White Lotus aired its shocking finale, millions of viewers suddenly became aware of this real-life botanical threat. A thriller on screen, yes, but behind the entertainment lies a disturbing truth: that paradise can hide poison, and beauty can mask death. What began as a scripted plotline may have awakened public awareness of a toxin that still claims lives to this day, often without a whisper of warning. So, was the White Lotus scene accurate? In many ways, yes. It showed the danger, the symptoms, and the source. but it sped up the timeline and skipped over the life-saving interventions. Still, it brought attention to a very real, very deadly fruit that could be sitting in someone's garden right now. If you found this video fascinating, and let's be honest, kinda terrifying, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to Nourish Nation. We're here to uncover the shocking truths behind what we eat, drink, and sometimes unknowingly consume. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.